stuff, but there was a cow looking like it was using tall wooden legs that appeared from time to time to say, like, yeah, I know you can do it. You have my trust. When I was little, I had a tree outside my bedroom window, and the moonlight spread its shadow across my ceiling. And sometimes when I woke up in my groggy state, it looked like spider webs. Probably. It's hard to tell. But that doesn't mean that you should stop dreaming. get from this is waking up in the middle of the night from a nightmare that you thought was real but really isn't. Streams are weird. You pick up your phone and no one is there. And for a while I was really scared of them. Like, it's definitely something that doesn't happen every day, but once I knew what was going on and why it was happening, it made a lot more sense and I became okay with it.
When the downtown lights start to come out at night, we go insane, we go insane. And when I arrive, I start to lose my mind. I go insane, I go insane. Cause they told me you take too much. Yeah, I sure do, so I can feel that now. If they only knew how this was, yeah, they would too, just to feel that now. Cause I ain't got no friends, I ain't got nobody. All I got ahead is a moonlit love.
Hi everybody, just give me a second. Let me kill this. Hey everybody, hi. Yeah. It can, definitely. Just let me, I can hear myself. Yeah, each... Okay, okay, better. So each weekend on Saturday, or each second Wednesday, can you hear this voice announcement? No, you can't. I can hear voice announcement for each of this. Yeah, but okay, doesn't matter. Hi everybody. Hi Johnny. Hi Rob. Black Knight. Yeah, I can't. Okay, I'll let this finish and I'll put my headphones back on. So each weekend I try not to touch anything here because I usually mess something up for the stream. And usually 1 hour before the stream, I start the music, start everything just to check that everything is working. And of course, today, none of the sound works. So whatever I did on PC, I could hear them on the headphones, but I couldn't get the sound in the OBS. So last 45 minutes, I was reinstalling audio drivers, wavelength for the microphone, setting up all the sound and everything. And yeah, so... Okay, great. Hi, Tony. Yeah, as always, Goran, hi, večer. As always, something goes wrong each day before the stream. Usually some update pops, something stops working. This time, this was audio. I had to redo everything, and that's the wavelength mapping of the sound and things like that. Well, Black Knight, the thing that you said here, when I was thinking about the topic in regard to the energy saving, I was really considering to topic for a debate. Maybe mention that maybe avoiding using smart home overall could be more energy efficient than not having, than having smart home. But in terms of managing current use, definitely the smart home for that is better. Each of the devices I have that can be controlled via the smart home, of course, uses some of the power, and I wouldn't be using that power if I wouldn't have smart home. So that was my trigger. Also, the question is, depending on what system you are using and where you're running your whatever home automation software it is, but in this case Home Assistant, that uses also some power. For example, I run it off of the Synology, which would still be running if I wouldn't have smart home. So for me, I would say that part of the energy usage is electricity usage is the same. But you are right. The problem here, not the problem. We had one stream. I mentioned it about 2-3 weeks ago, where there are a lot of creators from the Home Assistant or smart home community, not just Home Assistant. There were also Frank from the Home Assistant development team, and some others were there on the stream. Alexei, for example, Andrea Donna, I think, and some other people that you can meet either on the community forums, on the Twitter, that do projects for the community and something similar. So where was I going with this? We were talking about the energy use and how we are. What was I? Yeah, it's been a long week. So how is everybody doing? It's still talking in my headphones. So each of these names is read out loud here. Johnny, your name coming up. Okay, so your name is here. Let me try to... I cannot reduce because that's independent sound. It's playing out of somewhere, I don't know from where. It's like ghosts in the headphones. I cannot lower it. Let me try it like this. Yeah, okay. So we were talking about various things that we can do and how you can... Among the other things, we were really chatting about everything, but we were also talking about the need to create content around the energy use. So I've been really thinking about that. Hey Ed, nice seeing you here too. Getting prepared for your own stream, I guess. We're talking about various things, and that's when I started thinking on. If it would be useful or not. So, but it really all depends on how your home looks, or what you are running at your home, or what smart devices you have, what you can automate, what you can track, etc. For example, my colleague in the office, you're in time, yeah. So my friend in the office, for example, just reinstalled once again from the scratch Home Assistant. He only has 3 switches. I think it's a Xiaomi. It's a Xiaomi 3-way gang switch. So it's just one switch that controls 3 light sources. And I've managed him to install the Power Calc, so he can monitor each of the switches individually, and then try to automate that. The question is he now using more power because he and his wife and the kid are more out of the apartment than they are in the apartment? Is that switch that is used maybe once, twice a day for an hour or two using more power than the whole apartment in regard to these 3 light sources would be using without it? So yeah, that's a nice thing to talk about. Yeah. Okay, the idea for today is to go through a couple of ideas I received. I cannot concentrate with this, sorry. Let it finish. So the idea for today is to look at a couple of examples people have left in the comment section. There are some great examples, and also to try and think of some other additional things that we can do around the electricity. Next week, I've just seen that Ed has released, is going to release, I think, tomorrow, his video. That will be almost the same as mine. I still haven't seen his one. He still hasn't seen mine video. But we will be doing very similar videos. But I already started working on the video for that will be in 2 weeks, so in 10 days, something like that. Not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday. It will be in regard to the heating. It will be, I would say, agnostic to the devices you have that control the heating. It will be general ideas on what things can be automated, what automations can you use, what are some advantages of using these automations for depending on if you're heating with the AC, if you're heating with the gas, underfloor heating, etc. And I'm also preparing, it's normal ads. Yay. Bruno, pozdrav. So, I've also started writing a script. I will be posting a video around the energy efficiency, energy usage every 2 weeks. So first one was this week, then in 2 weeks we'll have about the gas. I've started also preparing video about my setup, and I really like how this winter looks in terms of my gas usage, because we are heating on the gas here. Once again, another stream without sponsor. And if you're a regular here, you know what the sponsor is. I think the reason why I'm putting a delay between videos, because I'm having issues with the fourth video, and I don't want to do video 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one to be a month later. I'm still waiting for solar panel. I did manage to find solar panel for the fourth video, and that video, because of that solar panel, will unfortunately take a bit longer to record, to set up everything. I have to drill the outside wall of the apartment, install the external wall power outlet there on the wall. So that's why I have one video break between all of those videos. So when we were talking about on that stream about the energy costs, we also started to compare the prices that we have here on the electricity. And because of that, let me open the browser and let me try to be, oh my God, not wrong window. Let me try to be a professional YouTuber and also show you what I'm looking at. So give me just a second. Yeah. Let's find here what is the current price of the electricity. This is in Croatian kuna. 7.5 Croatian kuna is €1. Oh, okay, we have here pricing. Price with the VAT is 0.07, so 0.0794 euro cents or euros per kilowatt hour on the more expensive. No, that is a night tariff. No, this is if you only have one tariff. If you have off-peak and peak, this one is peak. Price for the peak electricity is 0.0845. Let me enlarge this. So price is 0.085 euros for kilowatt hour on the peak, and 0.0415 euros for off-peak kilowatt hour. This is the cost of whatever you have to add on top and blah blah. There are some other costs. This is happy is just like a part of the tariff. So we're talking about the prices, and we still have here, as far as I've seen, the lowest prices of the electricity in the EU. And we were joking that I will start selling power banks. So, buy power bank that is already charged 100%, so you will get a bit of electricity. But even with those prices, because I think those prices went up. Yeah, those prices I think went up on 1st of October. Yeah, 1st of October. They are much higher than they were previously, from what I remember. So even those prices have become problem with the people and wages that they are currently having here. So those were really, we were talking also on the Home Assistant Creators Network. We were talking about this, how we all should, join hands and try to create more content that can help people better optimize the energy that they are using. Some things you cannot simply, there is a cost and you have to have some kind of electricity usage, so you can't stop it altogether. You will be probably having a more of an issue if you wouldn't be using electricity for some things than optimizing when the electricity is used. So yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you about this topic. So that's why I've decided, I already had planned to create for this autumn videos on my heating system and things that you can do, but this was just a push to this direction. So let's see if anybody is still here on the stream. Everybody's gone. Hi Kemi, nice seeing you. So yeah, let's look at the comments for the last video, which was, in terms of the performance. There were a couple of, we'll be going through comments like this where people share ideas. So hey Tinker, since you brought up this subject, let me share 2-3 ideas for subjects you already addressed. One is the day-night automation of lights. Instead of having sunrise, sunset and offset for each device, I use the boolean to determine if it's day. So on each motion sensing or auto turn on off automation for lights, I just use boolean and that thing in. The way I can change the offset, this way I can change the offset for all of them, which is great. But in my video I also showed that I have different offsets for different rooms, different lights. For example, in the living room is, I think, minus 40 minutes, and if I'm not mistaken, minus 40 minutes means that 40 minutes before the real sunset, this gets triggered, while in this room where the kid is, and also this side is facing east, this side is facing west, and in this room I have plus 40 minutes, meaning that after sunset there is a delay of 40 minutes, and then this light here is triggered. This is the light in my daughter's room, that goose, which I forgot to film and show in the video, and I always talk about goose, but it's really just a gigantic goose. Second one is for AC or the humidifier. When wipes are the problem, Home Assistant corrects the mistake. I have another binary that and all my doors and window sensors. If all the sensors are closed and the Boolean Home Secure is turned on, allowing automation on devices, which is a great thing. If something stays open for longer than 2 minutes, it turns off the device and automations and notifies that you messed up. Okay. I can really relate to this one. It's sometimes very hard to go from the winter to summer, because at winter we have most of the apartment always open. All the windows are at least tilted, if not fully open. And also the apartment door is open because it's looking at the backyard. This can be a problem. I did in that video that I released about the electricity saving, and when I talk about the AC, and by the way, if everything goes well and if Tado does what it needs to do, wow, nice. Hey Aaron, going somewhere fancy? Let me first check. Base unit price in Ireland is about 31 cents. Did you see the difference? So 31 cents, you do get, you said 40% discount, so 40% discount on the top of my head, it's still about 18 cents or something like that. Our price is 0.8, meaning just 8 cents, not 18 cents, which is... Yeah, Tony, it is really everybody had price increase, but this price, oh, thank you, Aaron. Everybody is having a price increase, and we had about, it was less than 100% for the residential use. I think for the companies it went up to 300%. And just imagine if, for example, you are doing some, you're producing something with electricity as a company, which, for example, means that if you paid electricity 100,000 euros per month or per year per watt, you would now be paying 300,000, which is a huge increase in prices. For the residential prices, the increase was a lot less. It was up to 40-50% overall. With the gas, we are having problem. Gas prices also went up. But also, just to put it in the context, we have one nuclear power plant that is in Slovenia, but just next to the border of Slovenia. It was built at the time in one state in Yugoslavia, and it was built jointly by Croatia and Slovenia. So we are splitting production, meaning that half of the production goes to Slovenia and half of the production of the nuclear power plant is going to the Croatia. We also have a lot of hydro or water generated power. Solar and wind are increasing, but I think that I'm just now giving you numbers that I think are correct. They may not be correct. I think that nuclear power plant creates about 20% of the total power. So we do not have any, we have less or none oil needed for the power production. We do have or had some gas needed for power production, but we are, I think, at least at this point, making at least 30% of the gas usage comes from the, or gas use comes from the fields inside Croatia. So the question is, if you have your own energy production, should you be reliant on the European price increase or Mediterranean price increase or the world price increase in electricity? Because at the end, you are making your own power. So it's really strange to see some countries that have a lot of energy produced locally have such steep price increases. Yeah. Let me, okay. So back to that. No, why? This was, yeah. Okay, I don't know why it changed. So, what I was saying is that we have this issue because when the temperature outside is, let's say, it was 15 today. I know because I sat with a friend on a coffee, which I haven't seen in a couple of years. He just came for a visit from Australia. So we went out and sat for about hour and a half, 2 hours drinking coffee. It was positive 15 degrees, no sun. At the end, it started to rain, which plus 15 is not cold unless you sit for a prolonged period of time. But also if you open or tilt your windows for air to come in, it does influence the overall temperature at the end. Not maybe for the first 5 or 10 minutes, but after some time, the apartment starts to heat up because it wants to compensate on that heat loss. So I did mention this automation also in my video, and I'm also waiting for the Tado. I really do hope that they will be sending me this last piece missing link in my home setup. There's the AC controller, and when I do a video about my setup, which is heating is 100% Tado, I will also be including the Tado AC controller. And yes, I was reminded by Deadly, I don't know if he's currently on stream or not, to when I record Tado problem, the biggest issue community, I think this community has with the Tado is that this is like a Nest cloud device and you need cloud connectivity to use schedules, etc. But if we go here, go to settings, go to integrations, this is my neighbor's device, this is not my device, show ignored integrations, this one here. You probably don't see it. Let's put it like this. Stop ignoring. So this, once again, you cannot see it out of my hand and everything. Let's ignore this one. Let's ignore my neighbor. And this I have to fix. So Tado has the HomeKit integration with Home Assistant, and you can control Tado locally. The official integration in Home Assistant uses cloud integration, which works perfectly. But yeah, there is a way to control Tado also locally, and that's why I will also include that in the video. And deadly thank you for reminding me to also insert this here. Black Knight, a recent Guardian article shows Germany at 7 or 8 cents. Yeah, but you know the question is okay. Their German economical standards are a bit higher than this here if you compare it with the GDP and the average salaries and things like that. So for us, for example, paying 8 cents kilowatt hour and for them paying 8 cents kilowatt hour is a really big difference. It would be like, I think that if we would compare the average salaries, I think it would be like if they pay 8, we have to pay 3 cents or something like that. So yeah. Through REC, electricity in Eastern Oregon is going up to 15 cents per kilowatt hour from 10 cents. And this is a 50% price increase. I'm lucky that Monday I get 12 kilowatts of solar and 20 kilowatts of batteries. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the 4th video in the series, and I really had a lot of if I divide my electricity bill with the consumed kilowatt time, including tax and so on, I get about 72 euro cents per kilo. Wow, this is, putting in the context of Southern Europe, this is really a lot. This is 10 times what we pay here, I think, something like that. So that's really a lot. That's really too much. Back what I mentioned to the topic of solar. I started working on that video a long time ago. I mentioned, there are a lot of projects that I never finished that were like 80% done or 90% done, and just at the end I stopped because it didn't end up looking or making things the way I imagined it that it would do, or it was going to be too complex, or it was something that when I create videos, I really would love for everybody, if it's a noob or somebody with a lot of technical expertise, to be able to follow something up. For example, that's why some people are getting mad at my videos, but I really try to include every step of the process. If I skip something, I'm really mad about myself. For example, when I was doing videos, I don't know, about the installation of Sonos sticks, after my 3rd or 4th or 5th video about the Zigbee sticks, I forgot to mention that you need to install drivers, which I didn't have to because I had them installed for 3 or 4 years already, and that step is not mandatory in my case because the drivers were there. But some people had issues because one single stupid step was missing, and that's, drivers. So that's why I, at the end, kill a lot of projects that I do, or put them on hold until I can find a better, easier, cleaner, less technical way to do things so that everybody can follow them. For the solar panels, I've started creating DIY batteries, and I had issues with finding or recycling the batteries. I was using the laptop batteries, but at the end I've decided to completely scrap that because I myself wouldn't be comfortable recommending and doing something that could potentially result in fire or injury or even worse, death. So that's why I completely scrapped. So Hey, yes, your name was here automatically. So that's why I scrapped that project. One of the things that I wanted, I had an interview, which is, oh my God, it was a hard time. So I was interviewed last week, and the video, it will be released on the YouTube. But it will be in Croatian, so most of you will not have use of that. And the guy asked me, why do I do stuff like this, and why I go and do some things, and the answer is because I can, or because I want to see if I can, so that's why I wanted to help my friends that were building a cottage in the woods, build them a solar independent cottage. But at the end they decided, but it was a good idea to go with the power grid, hook that to the power grid and use power from the grid, not solar power. So I had to scrap the battery, I had to scrap that solar project, and thanks to Rene, which I mentioned, then I found this way on how to save electricity in the apartment building, because in apartment you don't have access to the roof, or roof is used as a building asset, as all the tenants use the roof, so you cannot maybe use the flat roof. So that's why I'm really looking forward. But I had so many problems. First with finding the suitable inverter, and when the final inverter came, I had problem with the connectors, which are still not here. And later on I had problem with the solar panel, because I wanted, this is proof of concept, and I spend a lot of money on proof of concept, and I have drawers and cupboards and basement full of proof of concept things that I spent from €2 to 200 euros. And this time I wanted to do it in such a way that if needed, and if it ends up working as it is as intended, that I leave it in place. So if all goes well, I will be keeping the solar panel, I will be keeping the inverter, but finding the right solar panel took me, I think, 45, if not more, days. It's really hard to find solar panel that has efficiency as advertised, that has dimensions that are okay, that has the wattage that I need, and that had the watts that I need, because most of the panels that I wanted didn't have those two. If I find the right panel in terms of watts, the voltage would be too low, or if I found the volts that I need, the wattage would be too high. And you cannot have too high wattage on a solar panel, because it would thermal shut down the inverter. Okay, let's back to something. Tolis, you can't do much with a standing charge. For me, probably, for family, it will be much higher usage. If we are talking about the same thing, I call it idle apartment idle power is 300 watts, meaning that if we don't do anything, I already use. This is my recording setup. I always miss things here. This is, wow, fridge temperature has gone up. No. Where is it? I don't know if I even have it here. Let's search for Shell EM. No, let's go like this. "13 devices, Shell EM. Currently we are using 572 watts. Let's just check something. If I, for example, do this, 572 watts, so it's 8 watts. These two LEDs are 8 watts. Nice. But it's not also very accurate, because probably some load also kicked in and something like that. So I think that my base load of the apartment is around 350 watts. So that's why I wanted to use 300 watt solar panel, that I can try and eliminate those 300 watts that are constantly used, which means that at the end, if everything works, I only need to pay for 50 watts above those 300 watts. Yeah, and that 300 watts is also maximum capacity, meaning that I'll probably be getting 100 watts, but that also means that instead of if that would be 564 watts of power, constant power use, I will be paying for 400 or 300 depending on how much power I produce, and then I can also use two solar cells. Okay, back to the comment that we started. Third one is, you guess it's right, about forgetful wives. Yeah, I told my wife, did she check my role not visible from the inside the house? Balcony ran a small. Okay. Yeah, this automation I have to do. I've set a timer for when they are turned on to turn them off after 5 minutes. Yeah, same thing. For example, my corridor light, which is at the entrance of the apartment, and my balcony light, which probably I'm the only person using it. Those two lights are under Shelly 2 p.m. switch, but I have no automation currently on them. And this is something that I have to fix. Oh, and one extra, the electrical bed heaters, the usual problem is that you might forget to turn them on, but it's not costing you. The main issue is you forget to turn them off and you get roasted in your sleep, throwing blankets and wasting energy. Since there is no specific time we go to bed and automation based on our habits, we usually plug in our phones when we go to bed. So if it's between 11 and 4 p.m. and the phone plugged, wait 1 hour and those turn, which is John, this is a seriously awesome automation. It's very simple, it's very basic. I still haven't played with the charging state of the phone because I think I'm the only person in the apartment that only charges phone during the night. Kids usually deplete the battery at 10 a.m. so they recharge it at least a dozen times during the day, and wife also recharges it at least once in the evening. So that's why I haven't played with them, and also because I charge my phone every night, my wife charges her phone every night, my older daughter charges it every night, but my younger one always forgets. So I have to create really an automation that would, or alert, and people don't use alerts that much, but I'm not sure if I could use alerts for that, to notify her to remember to put her phone on charging, because she still thinks that charging the phone is my or my wife's responsibility, not hers. So that, yeah. I really like this one here. I think, as I said, that I did set up something similar. Let's see how it would look to create something like this. So we are looking for state of the phone. I don't have a smart plug, but let's search for the I don't have a phone here. Just give me a second. Let's see if I have any phone here added. I don't see it. Oh yeah, this one here. No, this is not a phone. Yeah, but we could use this battery state charging. Let's create something out of this. So settings, automations, create new automation, start with empty automation. So the trigger can be, the question is, should we set trigger to be time or charging? What may happen if it's tracking, if as in this automation it's checking if it's between 11 and 4 a.m. You could, for example, put your phone in charging at 10:50 and it wouldn't register that for the event. So I think that we have to do opposite thing. We have to create time value of fixed time at can we do it like that? Let's give me a second to think about, not disable, delete. Time pattern. Is it time pattern? No. Well, we can do it like that. Time is fixed at... No, we cannot do that. We cannot. We have to do something in between that time. But we could, for example, do something else. Leave, create a helper. Create a schedule. Create it for every day. Which would not be the same. I've seen my error here. Okay, so we now have a helper. We now have start heating. And start heating is every day between the 11 and midnight. That's possible. I do already have some automations that should be working for the lower batteries, but yeah. Kirill, yeah, that's a lot. 780 watts. Yeah, I think that at the summer my power consumption was around 200 to 240 watts. With the change of the season, it's 100 watts higher. When on a time frame start output and then beginning with a time frame check. That's okay. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it first like that. Although I think that I've gone the wrong route. I've seen the problem. The problem is that it needs to be delayed. It needs to be in that state for 1 hour, if I remember correctly. Do problem that you wait 1 hour and turn those warmers off individually. So this is waiting for 1 hour in this period of time. So we can create 2 triggers before, after 11, before this. Time pattern doesn't work. Yeah. Let's see. No, we don't have a helper. Fixed time. But why I can't? Why I can't specify here? Is it event? No. Calendar. No. Where is that? Event, it's not event, it's not home assistant, it's not sun, it's not template, it's time pattern, but really it's not time pattern because it's not repeating something every 15 minutes. High up. No. I'm trying to do something. Let me just open here something I cannot show on this screen and see how it looks without YAML. I usually do automations in the YAML. Let's see how this automation looks. Oh, this one here. Now I'm using that condition. Okay, we will do trigger, we will do state, we will do px30 is charging from plugged in. Okay, for let's say 5 minutes. So whenever we hook up our mobile phone, and condition is time after 23:00 and before 04:00. Every day, which I could have skipped. Action is we delayed for 1 hour, and then action is our device. Let's see if I have any switch. Look, no, that's not a switch. These are really switches. I don't need a switch. I need is it event? No, it's not event. How it's called? Just a second. What I want to do now is call service, turn off, switch turn off, and let's select a device, a random device, stairs lights. Okay, so test bed heater. So I think that this is more or less very similar to the one. I think that this is more or less similar to the one from the comment. So let's check. Since there is specific, we usually plug in our phones when we go to bed. So if time between 11 and 4 and phone plugged, wait 1 hour and turn the warmers off. If we check it here, when the phone is plugged on for 5 minutes, let's say that we want to just verify that we just didn't plug it in by mistake, but we can also remove that one. When the phone is plugged in and the condition is after 11 before 4 every single day, we delay it for 1 hour and then we turn off imaginary heater. Yeah, okay. Not very hard. Let's see. Yeah, well, I like this one better. Trigger state to on for this can in theory, as I said, removed. Condition is this can also be removed. Delay is this one. So this is the final automation, which is nice. Okay, let's also check some when you create it in VM, so it's clean. It can be my L power is 30 in my house. Okay. Yeah, I have a problem. I think I will start removing that that IT equipment because I'm using just too much power. Let's see some other comments. Even better. So we just insert this one here and we remove this one here. And that's it. Almost the same. Not the same, but almost the same. Let's check other comments. There were really some nice comments. Yeah, Ian, that's also a problem. I think that is this device here. Oh, by the way, I don't know if anybody is using or has to use. No, come on, why are you? Pause it. I don't know if anybody is using Microsoft Teams or something similar, and their company they work for is using Microsoft Viva. There will be some changes there, and that's why probably we'll be installing SwitchBot bots on our mouses to simulate the button presses, because yeah, they can see how active we are or not. So back to peak electricity. For peak tariff electricity, I have a problem that the washing machine will not allow it to start the program if it is set power is turned back off and then back later at a cheaper time. which is the same problem with the modern machines. You do not have mechanical buttons that start something. So when you power it, you just set it in some state, and then you have once again to press the start button or something similar, which is the same case with my washing machine. So the automation I created for the sorry, TrueRex, I went to set up HA on KVM and it will not allow bridge mode on network interface. Currently it's unusable. Strange. Really strange. The only thing that pops on my mind is I know that there are similar issues on Synology when setting virtual machine manager, is that maybe the Open vSwitch was not installed correctly, or that the wrong BIOS version for the virtual server was selected. Yeah. So back to this. So the problem is that if you are using something similar as Shelly, and I'm using Shelly plugs to measure the electricity power consumption for the washing dishwasher, that doesn't help because I can cut the power. So for example, my family members cannot use the washing machine or dishwasher, but at the end, when I turn the power on, the machines themselves wouldn't start. The dishwasher would, because I have the built-in dishwasher, which means that I can set it in an on state, and yeah, the dishwasher would work, but washing machine wouldn't. You still would need to press the button, and that's why devices something like this one can help with that. Let's see if this still works. Let's see if this still works. Settings, integrations. This is bot. Can you see it? Delay, not working. It's 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 not working. Let's see here. Oh, nice delay. Nice delay. Let's see on this machine. One. Okay, that's better. I think that this machine that you see here is using the onboard USB controller for this one. And there is a way to see, if I'm not mistaken, on how the device is connected, and you can do that. No, that can be seen for the iBeam. For the iBeam, you can see what proxy or device is used to control it, but not here. No, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, something like this one, or using the relay. I don't know if anybody has seen. I did some tests with the how it's called. Yeah, this is on Debian 11 with KVM QEMU. QEMU should be okay. QEMU. I did test something there, but it was a long time, really. So set up. But yeah, it's in a virtual machine, so that should be okay. It is just to set delay on washing machine. I believe all washing machines and dishwashers. Yeah, Stepan, you are really right about that one. But the question is, will all family members remember to do that? We have. Let's see if I can show you here. Let's go to history. Let's find here dishwasher. No, it's not working. Settings, integrations, Shelly. Mm. So it ran once at 11 o'clock, it ran twice at 2:13, and it also ran third time for the at 3 o'clock today. Okay, we are having guests tomorrow, so yeah. The idea, when I was talking with my family, one of the ideas I had was to really disable the power, and then at the time when the off-peak tariff starts, just broadcast the message, start whatever. But that's not user-friendly. At the end, it would be nicer to have more or deeply integrated washing machine. As I said, dishwasher is not the issue. Dishwasher I can control, but washing machine is the problem. And the other problem with both washing machine and dishwasher, it's the user interface problem. Developers did it without talking with the consumers. So I think that one is delayed by the number of minutes you delayed. So you cannot set it up, start at 5 a.m. You can set the delay for, I think, maximum up to 3 or 4 hours on the dishwasher. And on washing machine, it's even stranger. Washing machine, you select in number of hours, in how many hours you want washing machine to finish washing. So for example, I can select, I think, up to 8 hours or 12 hours in future when I want machine to finish. And it would start, depending on the type of the washing cycle I select, at whatever time it needs to start for it to be finished. But as I said, not once again, not like finish at 7 a.m., but finish in 7 hours, which is also not very user-friendly, I would think. And when I bought the washing machine, I did some research, and it was a smart washing machine, but I wasn't smart enough to check everything. It's NFC controlled. So if I want to set up the programs, I also have to have mobile phone with the NFC, which today most of the phones really do have. But the second is I also have to calculate, that. So if I want this to finish at 4 a.m., for example, it's 5.5 hours from now, so something like that. So I really don't understand why they cannot, make it easier. Candy washing machine, similar. It's not Candy, it's Hoover, but I think that Hoover and Candy are making same washing machines. So yeah. Put the Google Mini on the machine and broadcast the start time to push it on when the door is closed. Yeah. I have a dishwasher washing machine turning on at night just by turning the. That's the problem. That's the problem. Because I have. Washing machine is smart device, let's call it like that, but at the end it's completely not smart. You cannot automate it in such a thing. You cannot create a default value for it to start in a washing cycle or something like that. Even if I select the dial and put it in a program that I want, if I pre-select or make default other values, for example, jeans program, it will still not start unless I start it by hand. So let's check some other comments. Yeah, switch mute button. Fire safety should be considered, of course. My Zigbee smoke alarm will kill the power to this and tumble dry and set the alarm off. Yeah. I have. So true, Vic. So true. Definitely, the best smart devices are dumb smart devices. Just remember, I think that everybody had that, eureka moment. Oh, I can probably put my headphones back. There is no music, or I don't hear me. Oh, just a second. Maybe I muted it on my. There is no music. Strange. Okay. Why is there no music? Why I can't hear the music? Bad music. Bad music. Oh, okay. Yeah. The what I wanted to say is that I have gas alarm from Shelly. First thing is false positives. There is one specific type of the chemical that is more aggressive towards the bacteria, and when the COVID started, first time my wife used that chemical to clean the kitchen surface, it activated the gas sensor, and it took us a bit to figure out this specific chemical that is used as a cleaning solution for the kitchen countertop has the same ppm, so particles per minute, sensed as a gas leak, and that it was triggering the gas sensor. So we've now reached that point, boy, that yelled wolves, where people stopped counting false positives because they are not that frequent, it's not like every 5 minutes, but you just start to ignore the device because you are not you know that it can detect or it triggers when there is really no gas sensor. The other problem is that I didn't finish this whole setup and I still didn't put automatic valve or that actuator, that motor on the valve that would close the gas when the gas is detected. So while I do have gas sensor, for example, I don't have anything that would be triggered by that gas sensor except the text notifications and whatever. Yeah. With this one, I definitely agree. Motion detection, turning on off lights, presence detection, turning off the lights, etc. Yeah, makes people careless. It's like living in a Jetsons home I really don't know if this is a good thing or the bad thing when we stop seeing things around us that were just a couple of years normal. For example, entering the room, you would go for a light. Now you enter the room and you ignore the light. You are approaching the glass door and it opens in front of you. Previously, when there were no electric doors on more buildings, or there were electric doors on less buildings than there are today, first thing you would try to reach and open the door, and the door would open. At some point you stop even trying to do something and just expect those things to work. So is that Jetsons future good thing or the bad thing? Not this one. Okay, this one is nice. First account. I use the solar panel real-time production as a light sensor for my lights with motion sensor. For me, we have 300 watts production is a good level. Below it, the lights are switched on the north side, and if it's below 900 watts for the part of the house in the south, that gets more sunlight, and for long day also. Okay, so based on the data from I don't know if anybody is using how it's called, forecast. If anybody is using that forecast solar, what I need for that one. Let's pretend that this is okay, and let's say that I have total watt peak power of your solar panel. So I will be buying for now one 300 watt panel, which means its peak is 300 watts. I can at the end have 2 panels like that. Okay, let's put that one on the balcony. Finish. It says that tomorrow with that 300 watt solar panel I could potentially produce 1.186 kilowatt hours of power, which is great. Estimated energy production is and the highest power peak time is at noon tomorrow. Is somebody using this forecast solar integration? I had it set up for some time, and a couple of my friends in the area had it set up, and we were just verifying the values. As none of us really had solar, we were just trying to see if the data here is matching angle of the sun and weather information, sun cloudy. Yep, yes, but this one should take all this into account. If we go back, if I find it, I'm blind, configure. You see there is a possibility to set up the decline. 0 is horizontal, 90 is vertical. I think for Croatia we have to have around 70 degrees decline for the panel, and it should be turned, of course, to south. Yeah, it is set to south. You can also set the inverter size now. Okay, so it's now been updated and it should be more to the similar to the setup. You see that estimated energy production has risen a bit because of the change of the decline. So yeah, oh, Mark, I missed you. Hi, Mark, long time no see. This one should take into account solar production for your region at the specific time of the day and taking into account weather information. In my main setup, I think I've shown that one is the use. I think I've shown that one. That one is that will be also mentioned in my next video. I think. Where I save the data for this in a Google Sheet. So I already have a lot of data telling me how much power I use. Let me try and get that file. Just give me a second. This is a very interesting file, but I have to first try and access it. Settings. Where is it? 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 Just give me a second, please. Let's open here Visual Studio Code. Just a second, please. So I have 784 lines of, or 784 days of statistics for my apartment. From 11th October 2020, I have information. This is the date. This is the energy that has been used during the day, energy that has been used during the night, and energy total. Yeah, these two values don't match because I just installed it that day and that's it. I've never set up. This one should record what was the minimum ever at that day power usage. This one should power minimum, power maximum. this one should be maximum power. So for example, if I turn at the same time dishwasher, washing machine, stove, fridge, 3D printer, whatever, this should be the maximum watts the apartment used. And I forgot what this one's supposed to be. And the last one is energy cost. So I have data for last 2 years. And this data is great to, if you plan to do solar for your apartment, this data, or your house, this data can be great because you can really see what are some average use of the electricity in your apartment, and what are peaks, and based on the data that is available on the internet, you can get the average times, average sun per season, average sun per day, and calculate how much of the solar power and the battery storage you need to, for example, for your apartment to function, or house to function, for example, week without sun or things like that. So this is really great data to have, but as I said, I was collecting it for 780 days. Yeah, more than 2 years now. Okay, let's go back to the comments. So this one is really great to use your current solar output to use excess power to turn some devices on or off. For example, now you couldn't run the dishwasher because dishwasher would be using around 2000 watts and you are producing, let's say, 600 watts. But yeah, you could optimize some of the automations based on the solar power production. That's why that is something that I'm hoping to do in that video in about a month from now. Second automation, we have electric heater, which is very inefficient, and a gas boiler, but gas is expensive and electric heater is cheaper as long as we can power it with our solar production. So I use temperature sensor and helper to calculate if we have some kilowatt hour left on the annual invoice calculation, and turn the heater on when this is still above 0 kilowatt hours, below whatever temperature, and between those times, and we are home. Yeah, that's nice one. So I will probably do similar automations when I get those solar panels cooked up, because I will be using similar technique. For example, I will not be storing extra electricity. At least I'm not planning to do it. I would like to test. I would like to test Bluetti or Anker powerhouses and see if I can use solar panels to charge them, and for example then use this to offload, but that's different beast and that's different topic. So I will be also using, I think this is a common rule on the EU level, that 700 watts of solar panels can be hooked up directly to the grid without any necessary, please check with your local electric company, but without extra permits and things like that. The only issue here is that you cannot produce more power than use. So for example, if you look at your production, it can go above your current power use, but the overall use of power has to be greater than the production. At the end, you cannot get in a condition where the utility company would theoretically have to pay you. I'm talking about the non-licensed, non-certified, non-whatever systems. So yes, you can have those bigger ones where you sell extra electricity, but with those that don't sell extra electricity, you must be in a position where you still have to pay at least something to the utility company. If not, you will be fined a lot. Number cannot be negative. So in theory, during the summer, if there are a lot of accumulated sun hours, you could, in theory, create a buffer that would help you later on in the winter to reduce the overall cost of electricity. But it also depends on how your utility meter and how are you built. We, for example, are billed monthly. If you don't opt out for net use payment, then you are paying estimate for 6 months, and after the 6 months period they check if your meter matches the estimation, and then either you don't have to pay anything for a month or two, or you have to pay some extra money. Sorry, I missed this one. Let me go back. Gunnar, note that the declination angle you set in the panels angle most of the time the same as your roof angles if you don't have a flat roof. I do have a flat roof, and also my solar panels are on the balcony, so I have better option to adjust them depending on the season. You know, that calculation, I think for our region here, it's around 70 degrees for the winter period and around 20 degrees or 18 degrees in the summer. So in theory, those panels should move up and down and, you know, provide air circulation. But that's something that I will be playing in a longer period of time to see if there is a possibility to create some kind of median angle that would maybe be more preferable for the autumn, spring and winter than for the summer, because at summer we have too much sun anyway. So I think that the angle of the panel in the summer wouldn't matter that much. But I think I've found somewhere, I've prepared this. I don't know if I have it here. No, I don't have it open. I have prepared somewhere a text file, that formula that is used, you know, based on the location of you do something, calculate something, you know, add some degrees, subtract some degrees, and then you get the angle that should be used. So that's why I think put 70. I think that it's even more than 70 degrees for Zagreb here, Croatia. But yeah, let's see. Solar panel season angle calculator. A lot of buzzwords. Solar panel, let's open this one. Oh, let's open this one. Select country. I know the alphabet. Yeah, I'm looking at the different angle. I'm looking at this one. Okay, this is this one angle. So it should be more flat like this in the summer, in the winter. So yeah, as I said 70, which is the opposite. If you look from this direction, this one is... I was calculating it looking from this angle here. So yeah, I was right. That's why I'm thinking to, that's why I'm, so that's why I'm thinking of finding something that would be like maybe instead of 70 degrees to have, I don't know, 50, 48 degrees, and then cover more of this time of the year. Let me pop up this link also in the chat. It's funny how you start, you as you said, if you're putting solar panels on the roof, you at the end go with whatever or something very similar, or copying the topography of the roof. If you start to go into details, you see that it can have a really big impact on the solar power production. Overall, it may even out during the year. The best way would be to have mechanical system, but the question that's not changing angle too much every day, so it would be energy efficient, but you would need to have some kind of mechanical way to tilt the panels depending on the season. So 22 degrees is in the summer, or around summer, and 70 degrees in the winter here. Okay, let's go back to these. I had some more. Oh yeah, this one here. Oh no, we did cover this one here. We did cover this one here. Anybody else having any great ideas for the electricity usage? Or oh, let's check also this one here. They really are. Let's close this one. Unfortunately, I also if I would go to the there is a great guy who I'm subscribed to. Let's go to Ubito or YouTube. Anybody from Croatia here, he probably knows why I'm calling this Ubito. This one here. I will be posting also link here. If you are interested into solar power and DIY BMSs, batteries, things like that, this guy created DIY BMS board. This is for battery management system, but he's now also building this one new lithium ferrum LiPo4 batteries. So yeah, I've seen a couple of really good videos lately and read a couple of very nice articles about the differences between the types of the battery. So if I would go for any type of the battery, I would be going for this one here. I didn't know. So add heat pump only seems to work well if your house is well isolated. It's like, yeah, I have problem that I never solved, and I don't think that I will ever solve that problem here. Yeah, Rob, you're right, and that's why I think that prioritizing winter when I want to get as much of solar power out is much more important than prioritizing summer, where no matter what I do, we have, out of 90 days, maybe 3 days of clouds or rain. So that's why I would go for that one, Rob. And what I started talking is we have apartment that has glass all over the front and the back side. The problem is thermal expansion. On the upper floor they did, I wouldn't say good job, but decent job. On the lower floor they forgot to do something. They went bankrupt, the company doesn't exist anymore, and they didn't finish the isolation from the outside. So during the summer and winter it shrinks or expands. So when it shrinks, for the 2 years now, I've refilled everything with the foam, sealed everything, but the problem is when it expands during the summer, it crashes that foam inside, then again shrinks, and you have 2-3 millimeter holes all around everything that provide natural fresh air in your apartment where you don't want it. So yeah. Send to Discord and I post it here. Hey Adi, nice seeing you. So the other issue is that I still haven't changed this year. You know, I just been today with my friend. He will be moving back from Australia. He's been living in Australia for 12 years and he decided he had enough of Australia and he's moving back and he's building a house. So we're talking about this and that and things, some things like that, and how you know, you prepare to do something, you know, put money, okay, this time I will invest and do something. Give me 5. And something happened. So last summer we were preparing to install a couple of ACs, and because our gas boiler died, which will be video about it in about 2-3 weeks, we had to replace that one. We had to replace the chimney or things like that. So it was a bit of extra expense that we didn't predict it would have, and of course it ended up costing us double the amount of money we would be investing in the ACs, because life is like that. So I said, hopefully next year I will do that. But the plan was also to redo floor insulation on the floor, because those 2 kids' rooms are popped out and the floor gets really cold during the winter. And of course, yeah, we didn't do that. Okay. Thanks, Ed. I'm copying it. Something strange happened. Oh, yeah. Okay. It has been sent, I hope. Yeah. Here it goes. Thanks, Ed. The problem is that if I touch that, there is a great chance that the same floor, there is a apartment next to us, that if I touch mine, theirs would also collapse, and in the end I would have to, you know, redo 3 apartments worth of floor insulation. So I was postponing that for a long time. No, I know, I've seen that one. I really also like the earth house, how they call it, the earth houses or something like that, where you have only passive heating and cooling because of the thermal capacity of the earth, where it is really keeping the heat out in the summer and also keeping the heat in during the winter. So I like those projects. Let's see if anybody else here has any energy related stuff here. No. As I said, I'm using Tado, and I will be talking a lot about Tado in 2 weeks, so I will not be going into that one. Alex Geiber, he's a Russian guy. He had a great videos on DIY air conditioning, and he was testing, was it worth doing DIY air conditioning, things like that. More or less it was a gimmick than worth project, but yeah, you can check him out. I think he has English subtitles. Sasha Karanovich, he did have something. Oh no, he's doing the watering systems and things like that. I like it really a lot. Let's see. Kara, Václav, Shelley. No, I don't think anybody else here. Okay, these guys are really great. I love them because they're just great. I'll post a link to them. They have now built the sheds. They are self-sustained, working out of they are not connected to the grid, so they have electricity storage, electricity production, but everything, and the houses and the installation, everything was built. But mind you, it's located in Portugal. It doesn't get very cold there, so you have to also put that into account. Great Scott has some things, but yeah, I think that's more or less everything here. Yeah, that's it, I think. Okay, any other ideas, suggestions? Let me just quickly check Twitter if I had something on Twitter too. Let's see the Twitter. It's really. I really would love to live in a house, but when my wife and I were negotiating, I lost. Let's see. Oh, anybody using obsidian.md or Obsidian? Don't like it. It's HTTP. Is it really HTTP? No, it's HTTPS. Anybody using this one? I was tagged today for this one. Second brain for you forever. I don't know if anybody is using this or not. It looked nice. I really not need something to manage all the ideas, project stuff that are related, not related, etc. But I didn't have time today to check this one out. It should be able to visualize data that is kept in a text file, if I have understood correctly. But I've just read the executive summary, something like that. Oh, yeah. Obsidian is powerful, extensible knowledge base that works on top of your local folder of plain text files. I really need something like that. Mark Jones, I use present detection, example, motion or TV on to shut down the heating in certain rooms. I will not be giving spoilers because I have to, get people hooked up to my next video. Not the next one. Next one is Google Sheets, and let's see who will have better video. Just kidding, yeah, don't worry. I know that Ed will be also releasing the same video. Yeah, sometimes you release things at the same time. I will not be covering the installation myself in the video because I did it on the video with the release of 2022.10 version of Home Assistant, but I will be more looking in a ways. For example, as I've shown previously, I'm saving some data in CSV and how I can do the same thing in create additional tabs and things like that. So I don't know what I still have to watch what Ed did. I will steal idea from you. Ed, I will steal ideas from you. I don't have evil laughter. But I heard that people prefer Ed's video. Yeah, I really like this community here because most of the creators, I don't not to sound wrong, but I don't see us as a competitors. I really see us as people complementing each other and helping each other, and so it's really fun community. And my daughter was really surprised to see that we are talking about between ourselves and also having closed streams where we talk and joke and talk about nonsense stuff, etc. So it's really fun community. I really love this community. Some communities were so yeah. So back to the presence detection and shutting down the heating. I've started doing that, and let me show you if I can show you. I think this one is heating. Everybody is at home. Let me just let me send one message. Come on. But I don't know if the person will see this or not on time. So let's try and let me try to simulate this. Let me try and simulate this one. Give me a second. What I have to do, I have to go into this instance and no, oh no, this is wrong since I don't have it here. So Mark, something similar, but I'm abusing information about family members, as each of us has Tado application, and Tado is also used as a presence detection software Home Assistant. What Tado does is Tado checks if we are at home, or if there is somebody at home. Doesn't matter who, if there is somebody at home, and if there is somebody at home, it keeps temperature and heating according to the predefined schedule. But this just makes whole of the apartment heat up. What I've added on top of that automation layer, which works great, I've added Home Assistant scheduling Home Assistant. I want this to be agnostic to the schedule, to be agnostic to everything. It just needs to control the temperature in their rooms, so just 2 rooms, not the dining room and living room, because I can work from home. My wife can, be at home all the time, but their rooms are controlled based on their location. And this is on top of Tado's presence detection, how they call it. I really wish that Tado would have that ability in their system, because they have excellent way of preheating home, which Home Assistant doesn't have out of box. Ed, sorry. Yeah, Ed. Thank you for. Oh. By the way, there is a way for me. Don't spend your money if you don't do. But let me just test. I really like. Okay, error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Nice, good to know. Shopping. There is shopping. I can. Yeah, I can do this. Is it working? Is it working? It's not working. Yeah, I know YouTube is working, but I've tried to pin something and I have a rotating button here. YouTube is such a broken platform. You have spammers, you have stolen identities, you have half working products, but they get 40% of everything, so it works. Let me try pin product. I cannot believe it. Oh, it's working. Yay! I had to do it. Yeah, porn comments. And their algorithms cannot solve that. Because cam girls live, they don't understand what it means. But I get it, Ed. I get it, because at the end, when it turn the lights off, it doesn't know what to do. So it probably even doesn't understand that one. Ed, thanks once again for ordering the hoodie, and have a great stream. And I did manage, this time I was faster than you. I created the stream links and everything before you do, but I did manage to put your stream here, so anybody still on this stream before we end will be redirected. And yeah. Something's flying. Nenad, pozdrav. Okay, I'm going to be a bit. Send you a link with deep dive on Obsidian Discord suggestions. Great, Rob. I will definitely be reading. I'm not sure why they tagged me and Home Assistant crew, but they tagged. Who tagged me? I don't know. Somebody tagged me. It was just like I was out most of the day today, so I didn't have time to check it. I just clicked on it. Mind you, I do watch what links I click on. Yeah, Ali, it's more of a I hate this. If anybody ever plans to do merchandise store, don't go for Teespring. They're awful. Their customer support is awful. I think that there are better options for all of you that want to do shop in US. I really wanted to do something in the EU. At the time when I did it, this shop was the only option, and I really hate, from the bottom of my heart, I hate it. When I did make a bit of noise on the Twitter, they did approach me and they said, we are working on your ticket, but after a month they didn't solve anything. I simply cannot understand that they also have, they live out of commission. Well, I get a bit of commission. They get everything at the end. They create the pricing more or less and things like that. They cannot fix the shop. Their whole company is based on selling merchandise for people that want to sell their own merchandise, and then they are failing there. Noted. My wife also told me that. I had well, actually, yeah, it was like so my friend died, colleague from the work whom I worked with for 9 years. We were actually working at one company, and our current company bought us, so we ended up in this company via the merger or acquisition. We both work in sales. His sales was the different type of customers and everything, but we worked together for 9 years, and we had coffees, breaks, etc. together. So he died last week, and on Wednesday we had a funeral, and I did, and on Thursday I did one interview. I was really hoping to get everything sorted, but because of everything I simply couldn't. So yeah, noted. Thank you, Mark. What I was saying, Obsidian I will check later on. Also, if I don't know if you've seen, I've managed to, we can start playing with that. I have to make that work. If anybody's in, and we don't, if you have any specific question in regards to electricity and things like that, we can jump back to that one. I'm leaving the heating part for one of my next videos, or video in 10 days. If anybody is in for that, this is the blank Synology. This was my recording setup. At the end, I replaced 2 drives. I had to replace everything. Yeah, Leonard, no time to share. But the week was on Friday last weekend, Friday and last Saturday and Sunday. I took 2 days off of everything. Meaning on Friday and Saturday, I didn't post anything on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. I was more or less completely offline. I went on a vacation, and what I did for 2 days was really play games and watch TV, nothing else. And I really needed to, detach from everything at that point, and it really worked wonders. This one is empty. Look, 83 megabytes. Wow, 83 megabytes of disk used. This one doesn't have anything. It doesn't. I haven't even, as you can see, I have read and green. Yeah, I've read everything. Okay. I didn't install anything here. What I want to install is virtual. Why is just a second? Oh no! Yeah, this machine doesn't have. Does it have Docker? Okay, let's install Docker. Let's install file viewer or editor or file station is already here. View, how it's called? Text editor. Text editor. Oh, I haven't done this in years. Okay, so we have this for the Docker. I did create for Mark. I did create a video for the. I did create video for the Synology Active Backup, but it's creation video, and I recorded for the Synology. So Synology Balkans, which covers a really weird region. Let's go. I think I've purged them from my list or not. Let's see here. Synology Balkans. Yeah, I'm still following them. Just give me a second. I know I created video for them. This one I created. Oh, and this one, yeah. Active Backup for Business. This, look at me. But this one is a creation. I don't do creation videos that much. I will be creating one creation video in regard to the energy savings. And I think that this one is also me. I think that this one is also me. Oh yeah, wow. That beard needed trimming. Okay, back to whatever I was doing. Don't look at that face. So, in order to get a virtual machine manager on DS415, I need to look at DS415 plus CPU type. Intel Quad. Oh, come on, no. What kind of CPU does my Synology NAS have? Agree. 415 plus. So, by the way, for all of you that are late, I will be posting later. Depends. I'm really feeling a bit cringed about this one. Avoton. What else is using Avoton? Avoton RS2416, Avoton 817. So I can probably use 1219. Okay. I don't know if you know how to sideload this on Synology. Let me try and do it here. What I want to do is I want to go to support, download center, NAS 1219 plus packages, and let's find this one here. So this is virtualization package for the x86 processor type, and in order for us to load it, what we have to do is manual install, select the file, select it here, press next. Okay, replication service will be first installed. It doesn't auto install. You're kidding me. Now, wrong button, replication. This is not a good user experience. Replication service install. Okay, once again, press manual. Installed, browse. Okay, Virtual Machine Manager. I'm currently, this system here is running off of yellow, but I really, where is it? System, hardware, Home Assistant yellow. So this is currently, my recording setup has been running since last month and a half off of this Home Assistant yellow. I did unbox it finally, so it's not in the cardboard box anymore. But I really want to move it back to the Synology. I want to use this for other types of testing. I want to play more with the ZHA. I want to play with the Matter, things like that. So that's why I want to move everything from this system back to this Synology. And yeah, I did buy new 4 terabyte drives. So I want to use what I paid for. Let's see. Virtual Machine Manager is online. Open. Start. Disabled. How can we enable it? Why didn't allow me to enable it here? Okay, let's pretend that it will enable it in a second. So, let me close this, let me close this, let me close this, let me close this, let me close this. And let's wait for the network. It's enabled. Okay. So hopefully everything works. We will not be installing. I don't think that anybody wants to work through the virtual machine installation. It's pretty simple. How I say in my videos, it's pretty straightforward. You go to Home Assistant web page. Oh, by the way, anybody using Home Assistant Yellow here, and anybody ordered and anybody received Home Assistant Yellow. Home I think what I need to do is download the alternatives. Ova. Yeah, it's 9.2. I still haven't updated even my system to 9.2. Created it successfully. Blah 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 blah. I have enough RAM. Virtual machine. Is it create, ordered, yes, received, no. What version did you go for? Did you go for the PoE version or the standard version? Or the kit with the CM module or without it? I know that PoE version still is not in the, still hasn't been produced, so I think it's currently in the works. I don't think that import from OVA, upload file from PC. Next. PoE version, nice, good. Yeah, I got mine, so I cannot. Home Assistant CPUs 2. Let's leave it like that. I'll add 3 gigs of RAM, video card, and okay. Virtual machine priority normal. Next. Let's put 64 gigs. Next. Next. I think that this needs to be this one here. Let's add this one. I think I needed also to add the file. Oh shoot. I'll finish this later after the stream. Yeah, if I would be ordering one, I would definitely go for the PoE version because I run a lot of stuff out of PoE and I do still have free power available on the Switch, so I could have run it over the PoE, but as I received this one, I'm really happy with this one, so yeah. Just a note, this device is not a replacement for heavy-duty Intel NUCs or servers running the VMs with I don't know how many CPUs or gigs of RAM or high-speed drives. This is a little bit better or similar to the Raspberry Pi 4 or very similar in performance to the Home Assistant Blue. So yeah, but I think it's really nice. It really nice, runs nicely. I like the idea of able to control the hardware from Home Assistant. For example, the ability to push updates to the Zigbee controller via the Home Assistant and things like that. So I think that a lot of thought has gone into details there. So yeah, I really like it. Oh, thanks, Johnny. Shall we make Ed hurry and finish it in 4 minutes? No, Nenad, this actually is very old. It's now 7 years old, but it's been factory reset because I had crash of 2 drives, and this resulted on failure of everything. So yesterday I finally did a factory reset, so it's running clean as it can be. These are the first applications that were installed here. And let me just, while I'm here, let me go to File Station, create. Let's copy the file here. Anybody using Windows 11? I think I need to mount this. It's not just import, I also think that I need to mount this file. Let's go back, let's refresh. It's inside Docker folder and this one doesn't see it. Strange. Yeah, I did update on my other PC. I'm not impressed. I think that some of the things there are nice, but I feel frustrated that they changed some basic things. For example, I rely a lot on drag and drop. I have now, I don't know, Outlook open with bunch of windows and bunch of Word documents and everything, and I do a lot of drag and dropping into emails and things like that. And they are now combining windows, and you actually cannot drag and drop. I haven't found a way from one app or from one email attachment to the other email. You have to use both mouse and buttons, which I don't think is the change in right direction, but yeah, I agree with you, True Rec. I also have, I work, so our company has standard of using mostly HP equipment, but I run and have been running Microsoft Surface products for a long time because of the sectors I cover, because of the clients I have, and yeah. So I think I have now Surface 4, I think the big one with the large screen, and I like the device. I had previously Pro version, which is like a tablet, which is more mobile than this one, but I really like this Windows, and I got used to it. So I have Microsoft device running Microsoft operating system, and in the first week it crashed 3 times, and once it ended up in some kind of stuck mode that I had to go out and Google how to reset device, that doesn't have even normal power button. I never had a single problem on the Windows 10 release. I did install the latest update, and I haven't seen any error in the last 10 days or week, but I still don't think that it's ready for prime time. That's my personal opinion, and it doesn't represent opinion or view of my employee. Yeah. Also, everybody's telling me, use Edge. I said, no way. I know that it's not the same product as it was previously, but I simply cannot get myself using it. Or Bing, for example. No way. Why is this one not seeing the file? Okay, mount ISO for boot up additional ISO. Oh, I don't have ISO file. Okay, but no, but I'm missing the operating system. I'm missing something here. And why is the virtual disk 32 gigs? I said I want 64. Yeah, I will mess up. It doesn't, it doesn't allow me because it's loading the default values. So, okay. Yeah, doesn't matter. Thank you, Johnny. Thanks everybody for being here. I hope you all have an awesome rest of the weekend. Don't forget to hit the like button. And next week, I will be having a video on the Google Sheets. A week after that, we'll be having a video on heating. So I'm really looking forward to that one. If you still haven't seen that video, please go see it. Really flopped in terms of the number of views. I know that blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I really would like to have it really flopped. And a lot of time and effort went. It's really, yeah, I will not be talking about it. Also, in terms of the giveaway, all the things are packed. I've prepared all the addresses. I still need... I will be only waiting for one more address from the YouTube channel member. The rest of the people who didn't respond to and send me their emails, sorry guys. And I will be sending them probably next weekend. See you again in 2 weeks on stream. Don't forget to Twitter, Instagram, Discord, whatever. Have an awesome rest of the weekend. And now let's forward you all to the ads stream. Why doesn't... Oh, Daniel. Bye. Why doesn't Ed anybody... why doesn't Ed send nobody to me? Because I have probably streams before him. I need to find somebody who has streams before I do. Oh, look who subscribed. See you all. Thank you. And stream end and voice end.